Yeah.
No, we're not doing that anymore. Is that where you?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Martha, make sure you sign in. Everybody get signed in for the on-time drawing?
Yeah. Let's do it. What do we need to do, Bob?
You need to sign in on that sheet.
Oh.
I just asked if everybody signed in, and you said yeah.
Oh, you know, I would
Followed by what are we supposed to do?
Oh, only watch on Facebook.
No, wait a minute. There are spaces up here. You don't have to go there. I don't know. All right, it is that time, but we can't get started until.
He runs over there.
I feel upstairs.
That's my run.
Where's your song, Bob?
That's the longest run I've done in 8 months.
That long already?
I know, it's horrible. It sucks being injured. And it sucks getting old. But what doesn't suck is we have an on-time drawing sponsor today. I want to introduce Steve with Eagle Eye Home Inspections. Come on up, Steve. Let's do the on-time drawings.
I'm on time.
All right, so we're going to do a random.
But you were last to sign up.
It's still 5 minutes.
You still made it.
Thank you very much.
All right, so what do they get
We're gonna do the Nespresso first.
for Nespresso?
Everybody says, ooh.
All right, here we go.
It's number 3, okay?
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
Is it
Yeah.
number 3? What I tell you?
I said
Yeah,
it.
it's a scam.
He manifested it.
You know what? It's because of me, because I told you to sign in.
Why did you remind me?
It's
Nice.
my first time going. I won.
All right, Steve,
Winner, winner, chicken
tell us
dinner.
about yourself, what you do. Hey, everybody, attention up here.
Okay, I own Eagle Eye Home Inspections and like to earn your business. And if you have an inspector, use me as a backup.
Yep.
Testimonials
So
are very
super,
good.
super good guy, super good inspector, and yeah, if I need an inspector, that's exactly who I would call.
Hey guys, the one thing is he points everything out, but he doesn't do that thing where some scare your clients.
Right.
And he's very, like, you can call him or he'll explain everything to him, he'll walk him through it, he knows construction, so he knows what he's talking about.
Thank you.
Do you work
Love it.
weekends?
I do, yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay.
So Jeff has been using them for a while now, right?
I use
Cool,
I have been too.
cool.
And he has the setup with the home gauge, so afterwards you're able to create your own repairs request list on there. I find that very easy. His reports are very detailed. And yeah, when he's there in the home, like, he definitely makes the buyers, you know, feel comfortable with what they're seeing. So afterwards, when they get it in the report, they're not freaking out.
I use
Cool.
them too.
Awesome.
Doorbell doesn't work, rewire.
Oh, wait, there's more.
Yeah.
You want to do another random?
What is it? Yeah.
Let's just start shouting numbers and like.
Oh, we have 3 more.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
That's the word.
Two.
All right, here we go.
Let's do an Amazon $100 gift card.
I didn't sign up.
That's how I
All right,
did
the next number is 6.
It is 6.
6.
No.
I just want to do what Rick does.
Yeah, it works.
It works, guys, just yell it out.
I was yelling out too. I didn't really get it. Yeah.
What's next?
So we'll raffle this one off. This is, what is this?
Camera stabilizer for video.
Ready?
For video. It's,
Selfies.
Who wants that?
I need that.
Yeah.
So you got your number, what's your number?
Yeah.
8?
The number is?
Dude!
It is 2.
Are you kidding me? I think that is the best app ever. What are
He's gonna find out that if you
you
yell
doing? You yell it, it turns.
It's rigged.
Hey!
Close the app and then open it up again.
Another $100 Amazon.
Another $100 on Amazon. And the number is?
19.
Don't yell six.
I really did hear 8. I really heard her say 8.
Yeah, we were
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right.
Witness to the congregation.
Check in on Facebook, take a picture, take a selfie, take a picture of me and John. Check in on
Cheers.
Facebook and
Gotcha.
make sure you use hashtags.
John and I, anyway.
My favorite one is waking up to win.
All right, Rev Up's coming up tomorrow's Module 12 closing sale, creating clients for life. That is going to be at the Summerlin office and via Zoom. Monday evening is winning the listing, creating clients for life. That's 4 o'clock only via Zoom, and John's going to be the instructor on that. And then starting next Wednesday, we're coming back to the Southwest office for our Rev Ups. So next Wednesday, it is at 1 o'clock. It's Intro to Rev Up and GPS Goals Planning Systems. Tim is going to be the instructor on that. And then next Friday, a week from tomorrow, is Module 2, Establishing Your Brand, Developing Your Farm. Again, that's going to be here in this office and via Zoom. Any questions on Rev Up? All right. Who has seen this?
Yes, I love it.
These are cool.
These are actual billboards that are up right now. There's one on 95 and
Was it Rainbow?
Decatur area.
15 in Decatur.
Well, there's 215 in Decatur and then 95 in Jones.
215 in Decatur South or North?
South.
South.
Yeah. So they're actually billboards that are up. See, we're painting the town black and gold. I love that. All right. So last week or 2 weeks ago, we did the one day for the Nevada Partnership for Homeless Youth. Thank you for those of you that went. Thank you extra for Linda, who kind of helped spearhead it. So was it good?
Yeah, I mean, it was purposeful.
I
There was so
unfortunately
many,
wasn't able to go, but yeah.
there was so many individuals that were happy to receive, and just Africa could attest. They were just
Africa was there,
grateful.
Ricky was there.
I
Yeah.
showed him the Shirley location,
Ricky was
so.
there.
Oh, yeah. All right. Tomorrow at the Summerlin office, who has noticed there's a change when you send out on the
Yes,
automatic
it's lousy.
drips? So it's called One Home now. So tomorrow at the Summerlin office, Red is doing Kathy Heaney, she goes by Red, is doing a training. So if you have any questions, if you want to see what's going on with that. I don't know.
So when our clients received the email, we used to be able to, there was a banner with our picture on it, with us. Well, it's nothing. They're advertising One Home. Our face is not even in front of them, and it's just,
So
I don't know why they
So
changed it.
go tomorrow and ask her.
Yes, well, yeah.
All right, and then, so we do this every year, hydration for the homeless. It's gonna start getting warm, and this weekend it's supposed to get to be 100 degrees. And so we collect water bottles, cases of water for hydration for the homeless. We're just doing it, just this office this time, because we've overwhelmed them in the past when we've had thousands of cases. So it's just us, and our goal is 4,000 bottles of water. And the guy that heads up this, the nonprofit, is now one of our agents. You know, he saw how much we supported, and was a licensee, has been a licensee or an agent, and he joined us recently. So, so let's start bringing in some cases of water.
Bottles in a case.
So last Friday of every month, we do happy hour, right here, all over. Snacks are provided, drinks are provided, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic. And it's just a time to, you know, just relax and get together and do some networking. So it will be the 27th of this month from 3 to 5. So last Friday of every month. All right. Who's been to Spring Mountain Ranch, the plays out there?
So
It's
it's
phenomenal.
Who's never heard of it? It's amazing. So there's an actual amphitheater up in the hills. Who knows where Spring Mountain Ranch is? Up at Spring Mountain Ranch, past Red Rock. There's an actual amphitheater with a big grass area. You can bring blankets to sit on. They rent chairs if you're old like me and don't want to sit on the ground. You can bring coolers with
Alcohol.
beverages.
Alcohol.
We're kind of a little bit about alcohol.
It's
Or
amazing.
you can bring, there's food trucks out there, or you can bring your sandwiches or whatever. Some people get fancy and have the charcuterie. Did I say that right?
Gourmet
And one of our agents, he's not here right now, has worked down there and has his connections down there. So he said that he'll actually rope off a section for us so that we'll all be hanging out together. It's a really, really cool event. And when I say cool, it can get cool up there. It could be 105 degrees down here, but you go up there and you're gonna need a jacket. So bring a sweater, bring a jacket, and maybe bring some alcohol.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of
I've been
fun.
many
Definitely bring
times.
alcohol.
It's just a
Yeah.
community event that.
And it's
amazing.
Mary Poppins!
Exactly.
Oh, I went the wrong way.
So I'm going. Bought my tickets.
Yeah, cool. So, if you're interested, reach out to Nicole and she'll send you a link and you just order them yourselves. All right, a reminder, there's a shred-a-thon coming up at the LVR. It is May 21st from 9 to 1:30. If you have boxes of old files, bring them down and have them shredded. This is a reminder. Now, I'm not going to say it's a reminder about Remind. It's a reminder that Transaction Desk is going away. So Transaction Desk is by September, early September, it's going. So use Remind, get used to Remind, learn about Remind. We'll send a link out to a training we had about Remind here. I'll have Nicole send that this afternoon.
Want to tell them the secret?
Here's the secret, guys. So when I say Transaction Desk is going away, we may, as a company, we're like almost there, all the documents are going to go into SkySlope. So everything can be in SkySlope. So we won't need Transaction Desk. We won't need Remind. Everything will be in SkySlope, start and finish in SkySlope. They have the digital signatures in there, everything in there. So, and, you know, we know SkySlope.
We
So,
think it's weeks away, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Away everything.
so
Don't
just,
study Vermont.
but just remember, Transaction Desk is going away, for sure, for sure. All right, Shawnee, what do you got? Besides some great snacks and bread that she made, it was so
Thank you,
good.
Shawnee.
She personally made that date bread.
Oh, yeah.
I hope you enjoyed the cake.
Yes.
We, Epic has some interesting program that came up last week. It's the ITN number. We can do loans for people who has the ITN number in their tax return. So we just rolled out that program, but just be careful when they have a W-2, it can't be a different social security number. So we do check that social security. So we have to do a thorough pre-approval in that case to match with the person who has that ITN number. If people have 20% down, they can come and see me. We can do the pre-approval. You can get gift funds, 100%, EMD and the down payment. And the rates can be a little bit higher than regular loans. So if they qualify, they do have a program, okay? So just come and see me, text me, call me, email me if you have my information. But I'm here at my office 5 days a week, you know. Anytime you can come and ask me about this program, okay?
Thanks, Shani.
So do you have any questions other than the recipe of the cake?
Remember, for all your lending needs, reach out to Shani, even if you just have a question about what are rates today or whatever. She's a great resource to utilize. All right, Felicia.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Brad, should I come up to you? Good morning, guys. Okay, two of the best escrow officers in the valley. They are here, we're here. They're hanging out this morning, Brad and Eugenia, if you haven't met them yet, out of our Southwest office. So just a big add to everybody who's working for you guys here out of this office. We have 4 of you now in our Southwest, but you'll see their faces often. I'm super excited to have them here. Please give us a chance to earn your business. If you haven't had a file with Rock, please get with them this morning. We're gonna be bopping around. If there's any questions right now, escrow title related, please let us know. I wanted to say one more thing, and then I'll let them say hello. Rock University. Who's been to the website? Rock University, rocuniversity.com. Full training schedule, Monday and Thursdays, every single week. We have amazing trainings, you guys, amazing. Today is gonna be Linktree. This is actually specialty training just for Realty One agents only. And these are on, this is Monday at 1 o'clock. So the next one's gonna be.
I don't have the others.
Okay.
Those are the only 2 I have.
So Linktree is today. I don't think that one's still the ROG. But anyway, Mondays, Thursdays, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. every single week. But Rock University is where you're gonna go click the link, you're gonna register, and then you'll get a link back with the Zoom ID. It's all on Zoom. It's not in a live classroom, it's online. So wherever you are, you can go from your phone, your desktop, or the office. So please visit Rock University. It's awesome. We just rolled it out. It's amazing. Eugenia?
So, well, some of you have seen me before. I'm trying my very best to make some time to make it to the meetings. I left my card and a pen for you guys. Anything that you need, I'm very close, Southwest office. I do speak Spanish. To add a little bit to what Shani said regarding IT people, I verified the Rock title. A lot of title companies are withholding that 15%. We are not. So that's really good for you guys to be aware of that. So if you ever get an IT client, we are there for you.
That's awesome news.
My name's, for anyone that doesn't know me, my name's Brad Murray, 20-year veteran of the industry. I started with Realty One in 2012, worked here for 7 years, went away, came back because I like it here. I'm gonna stay here for the rest of my life. Stay here for the rest of my life.
We missed you, Brad.
It's good to be home, actually. If there's any questions you guys have or anything you guys want to know about what's going on with your escrows, let us know. We can come up and do little presentations or stuff, just stuff like that. We're here to help you. So.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
And we'll still be here in the room after the sales meeting. If you guys have questions or you want to come in and just get some one-on-one help, we'll be here in the training room. Yeah.
All right. We're gonna talk about some stats, but who can feel what I'm feeling?
Inventories are increasing.
I'm feeling the market changing. And any of you that were around back in 2008 kind of got that feeling back then. The market, I'm not saying we're gonna go through what we went through back then, but the market is shifting. So what do we got here, John?
It's a big thing. Look at the bottom. 1.1 months of inventory.
We were at 0.8 and 0.9 there for the longest time.
0.9 for almost 3 months.
Yeah.
And the last numbers that we pushed up here because of the way the schedules have been, it's been about 3-4 weeks ago. So big jump, 0.9 to 1.1 months, almost 5,000 listings we have out there right now. That's all good, all positive. This is a little scary. The average family, single family home, 652, that's average. Medium, 499.9, so. But 652 as an average price of a single family home in the valley. That's crazy. And look at the rents. Rents are up as high as $2,182 a month.
Up from 1,800 just 1 year ago. So an additional almost 300. Wow. Over
We're
300.
seeing a lot of things change. Even the price of new homes, you know, it's actually, the rents are going up with the new home price sales. Look at, it's almost the same percentages.
I have a question on your numbers. The active single family, does that include under contract properties?
It kind of has under contract, no show.
No show?
Yes.
Okay. Because when I pull it up, it's still like,
So it's all good news. It's still great for sellers and it's getting better for buyers. So go out and get yourself some buyers and sellers. Again, you know, we're here to educate you so that you can go out and educate your buyers and sellers.
This is pretty interesting. Home closings were down 14.9%, so our closings are down.
Yep.
So that's again showing how the shift is taking place. And the interest rates are affecting that a lot now, and so people are starting to look at that. Summer months are coming, we'll see what happens.
Cool. Thanks, Sean. All right. Next up, we have, we already did Steve. What? Where's?
you're right.
That's it.
That's it. We have Dale Anderson.
Stuck me in a corner,
Thanks for joining us.
I appreciate it.
And let's get yours up here.
So while he's doing that real quick, I'll tell you how awesome I was at one point in my life. We're gonna watch a video. The video's somewhat gnarly. You don't see anyone, thanks sir. You don't see anyone getting hurt, okay? But the language is really, it's just strong language. But if I edit the language, it takes away from the video. Okay, so we're gonna watch the video, then we're gonna talk about it.
You understand what I'm saying? I hear motherfuckers, nigga, and they thought they would think I'm gonna count if I wanted to. It's straight death on this motherfucker. I've been smoking for years, nigga. Selling all kind of smoking dope on this bitch. You know what I'm saying? All these smoking hoes out here say they burning shot this motherfucker. This is my goddamn coat. This is my motherfucker for 10 goddamn years. That's okay to give out the smoking coat, nigga. That's okay to give out this coat. Nobody can. They know I stuck for the goddamn thing on this motherfucker. Let me show you that ass up.
This happened, this is early Boulevard.
Well, right about now, he'd get a 9 talent in the head.
You're crying? Poor lady's scared to death.
I can't believe there's nobody that actually steps out and helps her.
Randomly pick a car.
Well, he's high on crack cocaine, that's part of the problem. So this happened, I show this video everywhere I travel. I travel across the country. I'm certified for realtors in just New Florida, Nevada, Montana, Utah, Washington State, and Montana. In all those states you get CE for coming to listen to me talk to you. I show this video in every single state that I teach because this is important. This happened right here in Las Vegas. Granted, it's 2009, but what is Las Vegas now compared to 2009? It's hella more violent, isn't it? Okay, so this is you in that car right there. You're sitting in that car, and this guy comes to you. What are you going to do? Whether you have clients with you, whether you're by yourself, whether you got your babies with you, it doesn't matter. What are you going to do? Run them over.
Yeah.
So when are you going to run them over? Because this is important. Because when the police show up, you're going to have to explain something to them. When are you going to run them over?
Well, isn't it your life versus theirs? If you don't.
I don't know. You tell me. How are you feeling? Sitting in that driver's seat of that car, screaming,
Mortified.
scared
Well,
to death.
it's the same as this, if you have a CCW, you have to make the decision, is my life truly in danger or can I get away?
Absolutely.
You never pull your gun if you can get away.
Right,
Yeah,
but
in
in this
that
situation, who's running him over? Okay, who else is running him over? Okay, can you legally run him over and not get in trouble by the police?
Probably not.
Well, I don't know.
Self-defense.
What makes you think you can run him over?
If it's self-defense, if you feel.
Okay, tell me how it's self-defense. Because I'm not gonna be there to help you if this happens to you. You have got to be able to tell the police.
I would say it's okay to run him over after there's evidence of him damaging the car, so that.
So you're gonna kill dude just because he damaged your car?
Yeah,
Well,
you can't.
because he jeopardized my life.
He's
but
just smashing the front end of the car, because that's where you're gonna run him over, right?
I don't know about that.
It gets, so that's why we're talking about it, because you have to know what to say to the police, no matter
It's
what kind of
tricky.
scenario.
Yeah.
It can be,
Very
yes.
tricky.
So you're gonna run him over.
If you truly feared for your life, I mean, but it has to be, you can't just say, cause he smashed my window, I feared for my life.
Right, but
Right.
I'm saying that I wouldn't.
Are you expecting to wait for him to get to that window and break that window and then possibly hit you in the head before you defend yourself?
No.
You're not. If he's obviously deranged, you know, most people don't know he's high on crack cocaine. He just probably just got high, that's why he's doing this. Crack cocaine lasts about 20 minutes, so he was sleeping 20 minutes after this happened. So he's out there, he's smashing the car, boom. He's making big gigantic dents in the hood of the car. He's breaking the A-frame of the vehicle. The A-frame is that front frame, very durable, very sturdy frame to stop the car from crushing in on you when you crash or roll over, is bent. Okay, now he's coming towards the driver's side. He's in front of the car. He's saying all these bad things. I'm gonna kill you, blah, 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 blah. Do you think you can run him over then before he gets to the window? Maybe so. Now, everyone can't do that, because it's more likely that I could get out of the car and fight dude. He's a big dude. I wouldn't mess with this dude nowhere. All right? He gets out of the car, dude is gonna leave. Someone smaller, maybe older, maybe you got your grandkids or kids with you. Does that change things? Oh, absolutely it does. Remember, just because you can, should you? You know, this lady did a great job of getting out. I feel so bad for her. I feel so bad for this lady. You hear her crying and screaming, and no one gets out of the car to help her. Not one person. Now, you don't have to. You're not required to by law to unash your seat and go help this lady. You know, if you get out of your car, you said you're going to shoot him.
I was joking. I said I wouldn't shoot him unless he actually was like beating on me.
If you are in a position where he's coming to that, he's smashing the front of the car, he's going around to that driver's side, and he takes that pipe back, and he's getting ready to smash that driver's side window, would you or could you possibly believe that she could be hurt very badly or killed?
Yes. You could think that, yes.
If you felt that, could you defend her? And by defend her, I mean tackle him, beat him, shoot him, run him over. Could you legally do that without getting in trouble?
You'll still get in trouble, so.
No, you won't.
Okay, if I go to shoot him, it goes through him and hits the person in the car behind him.
Well, then that's your fault.
I caused a chain reaction thing. So again, it's.
But you're responsible for your rounds.
Yeah.
So if you shoot him and you shoot him wrong, and you kill her, then that's your fault. But if your intentions are, truly, if your intentions are to save her if something bad happened, unfortunately, bad things happen. You know, you should have been smarter about it. You're probably not going to get charged for it, but man, you're going to feel like crap for the rest of your life because you killed someone. Now, personally, me, I've played this scenario through my mind 1,000 times. I couldn't tell you how many times I pulled up that intersection. Come on, buddy.
I wish you
Come on. I'm looking for him because I know I got 100 things that I'm going to do to this guy, and I'm not going to kill him. I'm just going to beat the hell out of him. So, you're sitting in the car in the white SUV next to him. What's your inkling? What would you do when you see, or what could you do when you see something like this happen?
I'd honk my horn.
Okay. What's that?
I'd honk the horn. I mean, no one's
Okay.
honking the horn to bring attention.
No one did
Right.
nothing,
Yeah,
right?
Right.
I like the call of police thing. I get it, totally get it. And some people are just going to be call of police people. They have to be. But you can't tell me in that intersection, there's probably 100 people in that intersection, all those cars. It's a stacked intersection, second busiest intersection in the state, right? That there isn't someone that didn't have enough to get out and try to help her.
What happens when you get out of that car, though?
Her, or you get out of this car?
You get out of that car to help.
Oh, I'm going to tear this dude up. I'm going to tear him up. And I know I'm going to tear him up because I'm not going to let him beat me. The beauty of it is if you get out of this car while he's smashing this car, all you got to do is run 100 miles an hour as fast as you can and bulldoze him into that car. Smash him, grab him, football tackle him, jump on top and start pummeling his face. It bothers me that even in Las Vegas, because we're still kind of old school West here, Nobody got out of their car to help that lady. That bothers me. I feel so bad for her. You know, they did catch him and he got charged, but he only got charged with property damage, malicious destruction of private property. And it was a felony because of dollar amount. But I guarantee you that lady was scared for her life. Now she's so lucky because he had a bad angle. If that pipe would have went through that driver's side window, could have possibly killed her.
Yeah.
So let's talk about in law enforcement, we're held to a higher standard of using deadly force. Okay? Are civilians held to that same standard of if you believe you have to take someone's life as law enforcement?
Yes.
The answer is no, because you don't have the training that law enforcement does. They have all this training to try to de-escalate, which is the fancy buzzword nowadays, to de-escalate situations like this. They could go pepper spraying, they could tase them. You guys don't carry pepper spray and tasers with you, you know? Oh, I do. Good for you. If we had the 4-hour class, we'd be able to talk more about it. I love that. I do. I love it because you're thinking, what if? What if this happens to me? So what do you think the threshold is for you to protect yourself or someone else to potentially hurt someone so bad that you may have to take their life? Because this happens to realtors, right? I know a story about 5 years ago happened here. This poor lady, she's still struggling. I know a story in Missoula, Montana, that this happened. Great Falls, Montana. It happened. So it happens. Now you're on. You screw up. You have a brain fart. You walk down the stairs, and dude's behind you. Even though we know we don't do that, right? It happens because you guys do the same thing that cops do. You've been here for so long, you've been there, done that, oh, it's gonna be okay. And guess what we do? We get just a little bit complacent, don't we? And I know you guys do it. I talk to realtors all the time. I know for a fact it happens because you're human beings. You know what, the guy who seems creepy, but he's been nice, it's okay. No. Oh, he's a creep. If you think he's creepy, he's a creep. So what do you think the threshold is for you to defend yourself or someone else? What would you say? What if you believe that they're going to get killed, potentially killed? Could you step up legally, not maybe who you are, but legally, and take that person's life to stop this person from taking another person's life? Absolutely. So if he takes out his 9 and he's going to that window and he thinks it's very possible that he breaks this window open and hits this lady in the head with this pipe, and he believes that she could get killed by being hit in the head with a pipe, he could legally use deadly force to save her. You don't have to only use force to save yourself. You can use that same amount of force to save someone else, but you have to believe 2 things. You legitimately have to believe these 2 things. And that is that you believe this person is going to receive serious bodily harm, which means hospitalized, they could be on the verge of death, or they could die. If you believe those things are happening, you can use deadly force to defend that person or yourself. So, I'm supposed to tell you how great I am at some point. All right, we talked about all that. I'm retired from Metro. I did 20 years of Metro. I did 7 years in Utah before that, and I did a year in North Idaho to help them out because they were so short-handed. Well, I did 10 months because I just didn't want to do it anymore. I had enough. This is the same everywhere. You're like, oh, good Lord. The craziest thing, I'm in North Idaho. My house is 21 miles from the Canadian border. The first call I went on was some drunk chick at a casino. Like, are you kidding me with this? And then I took her down and she kicked the other cop in the head. I'm like, oops. So with Metro, I was pretty fortunate. I was here for just over 20 years. 13 of those years, I was a detective. 8 of those years, I did undercover work in our firearms investigation unit. Everything I did in my detective career here was we targeted violent human beings. People that are hurting people, people that are getting guns. I bought guns from anybody and everybody you can imagine. I even sold a few to people. We didn't let them go to Mexico though. We kept them here and arrested them like you're supposed to.
Thank you,
So we did a lot of that kind of stuff to get to know bad guys. I've been booked into jail 6 times. Not because I'm a criminal, okay? I legitimately got booked into jail as a plan to get closer to people, to get to know people. The first time, we weren't really prepared. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. I've never been more scared in my entire life, except for the time I bought dynamite. I was pretty scared that day. I was scared to death. Nellis and Bonanza, late July, in a house with no air conditioning. And they took the outside paper off the dynamite because it had little beads on it. That's sweat, that's nitroglycerin, you don't do that, you know? So I was a little nervous that day. So I was very fortunate to be around this violence my whole career. And I've been teaching cops since I think 03 or so, high liability stuff, and undercover stuff, informant stuff. When I retired, I thought that's what I was going to continue to do. For the reason I'm doing this safety thing, I do it for realtors, I do it for businesses and hospitals and schools, is because no one's doing it the way I think it should be done. No one's coming out here and telling you what you can do to defend someone else's life. They're all being super politically correct about it. It's all a bunch of silliness. When you take these realtor safety classes, it's the same all the time, isn't it? Don't park here, do this, do this, do this. You know? And somebody needs to be a little more open about this and talk about the really bad things. You know, you're in a house, you have a brain fart, you go downstairs and this guy follows you, hair on the back of your neck's gonna stand up right away, right? So you have to start tactically trying to get back up those stairs or get the door, you between the door and closer to the door than him or her. It's gonna be him, it's not gonna be her. And now you're scared and nervous and going, man, what was I thinking? Right? So now instead of trying to tactfully get closer to the door, you're worried about the brain fart you had and the mistake you made to let yourself get in this position. You don't have time for that. You don't have time to go, oh, crap. You've got to make a decision to get closer to that door. And I don't care if you have to be rude. I don't care if you have to be a little physical. I don't care if you have to act like you're sick. Get up those stairs and get closer to the door. Because we get complacent. We make mistakes. Couldn't tell you how many stupid things I did as a cop that I shouldn't have done. Not legally, but just safety-wise. You know, I tried to get into a fight with a guy in a domestic, just me and him on the stairs. My partner wasn't there yet. Dumb idea. Okay? And I was a little lighter than I am now, a little skinnier, about 150 pounds, so less fat, you know. And so we make these decisions, and we have to react and change our trajectory immediately. We don't have time for that, oh, dang it, shouldn't have done that. Okay, so we talk a lot about that kind of stuff. When are you guys, because up north they're not doing open houses basically at all, because in Great Falls, Montana, there's 25 houses for sale and 360 agents. So there's no need for an open house, because people are just buying stuff just like they are here. So are you guys doing open houses very often?
Yeah.
Okay. So what kind of safety precautions do you take to make someone think twice about hurting you or robbing you or sexually assaulting you? Is there anything that you do that somebody in here may not do to make somebody else think? Yes, ma'am.
So I wear flats, I wear pants that have a pocket, I leave my
I'm
purse.
glad she wears pants.
Yeah, I not like a skirt, but I put
Right.
leave my purse in the car.
Okay.
And I have my key fob in my pocket, and then I always carry a pen when I'm showing.
What do you use that pen?
Well, just in case I need it as a weapon.
Okay, good,
But the
good.
reason why I don't have my purse is because if I need to leave, I have my belongings in my car already. If I need to make a mad dash out that door, I'm in flats.
So let me ask you a real
I
quick
have-
question.
What's that?
What do you have in your purse
A credit
that you
card,
could use to help defend yourself that you haven't thought about?
the purse
Paper
itself.
spray.
The
But-
purse,
Paper spray, keep over there.
maybe some pepper spray?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, maybe that makeup stuff you put on your eyes, that little tube of thing? What is that called? Yes.
I don't have that in my
Could-
purse.
But people do. So my point is that you have stuff in your purse that you could use to defend yourself if you had to.
But the purse is a way that, a motive for someone to come in and harm agents. You know, they.
Sure,
I
I get it.
think
I'm not
a lot
saying
of-
you're wrong.
Right.
talking a little bit different.
I'm just thinking of making a mat, if I have to make a mad dash out the door.
Okay.
I'm not.
Well, at least you're
leaving-
thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm not leaving anything behind. I always make sure my keys are on me. If I have to, do the horn thing or whatever.
So how do you park when you're outside?
Not in the driveway. I make sure that I could pull out.
Okay,
So
good.
it's not.
That's kind of a standard thing they talk to you about, right? So in police work, most accidents, vehicle accidents, and police work are involved in backing. Because when it hits the fan, they get in the car. I still to this day back in everywhere I go, because in police work I backed in, or I pulled in where I could always pull out. For that reason, and you should always do that. So you're in this, so what else can you do? What else, is there anyone else that does something different than to project security or project safety while you're showing a house, either showing a house or doing an open house? Yes, ma'am.
Well, me being a female, of course, I always do it with at least another person
Good,
or
I
my
love
partner. That way, if there's more than one person, we never leave the buyer or the potential clients alone to where they can sneak off or go, search for things. But then also, like you said, when you come in and you see two people, you're realistically not going to try to
Absolutely.
do something.
So I have a story on that. It just happened. I was talking to another realtor yesterday. She's a broker, but she has this realtor that used to work for her. Very pretty girl. But every time she would post pictures of her showing houses or whatever, she's showing her boobs. They had to be a great set of boobs because she keeps showing them, right?
They're expensive.
So that's what she's doing. She's showing her boobs in every picture. And if I knew her name, I'd probably, so she's doing an open house. She's blasting this out. Oh, I'm an open house in 3 days. 3 days, everybody come to open house, which I get. Social media, the internet, the way it is today, we have to. The competition. Because you guys, how many houses did you say were first listed?
Almost 5,000.
How many agents are in the valley? The association says they have over 10,000. So it's still competitive, right? So you've got to have that edge to attract clients. So she shows up. She's dressed very pretty. She's a very pretty girl, I guess. Well, this guy drove all the way down. This weirdo drove all the way down from St. George to see her at this open house.
Wasn't even interested in the house.
I wanted to see the boobs. Like I said, they had to be pretty good. But that's why he drove down here from St. George to see her. So she's trying to market herself, but she's not being smart about it. So we have to be better at that. The good thing is, just like you said, in this community, do all of you show with another person, if possible?
Yes, always.
Okay, who doesn't? Most of you. Okay, good. You don't have to raise your hands. I know it is. You guys, I don't need you. I've done this shit before.
We also
Yeah,
we also
That's-
invite other agents just to pop in, just to check in on us. We have friends that are colleagues, and
Good.
right now we're trying to market to them, but also, my husband, I'll be like, hey, just stop in
Good.
at hour 2, pretend you're a buyer, let me work.
Or
my
you know what?
magic on
Walk in
you.
and say, hey, honey, how are you?
Yeah.
That's her husband?
Yeah.
What I mean? And so a couple things that some other people do that I've learned in Montana, I've learned a couple things. One thing is, before this guy goes in and shows a house to every client, now if you show him multiple houses a day, it's not going to work. But if he's showing 1 or 2 houses a day, he tells his clients, he goes, hey, whatever you do, just be super careful about what you touch or what you say in this house. The entire house is recorded. So, any of you ladies taking someone into a house, how great would that be for you to say to some new client that's a guy that's by himself? How great would that be for you just to say? Because all you have to do is put a shadow of a doubt in this dude's mind. There's cameras in there. I can't do this. I can't do that. Right? And that's all you have to do. Put a shadow of a doubt in their mind that they're going to get caught. Because they're going to do this because they don't think they're going to get caught. And they always get caught, especially nowadays with technology being what it is. But I really don't care if they get caught. I care that you don't get hurt. That's what I care about. Because I've caught and found and investigated a lot of people, sent a lot of people to prison. But it doesn't matter because someone out there is still a victim. You can get all the counseling you want, go see all the friends you want, go to church, pick a new life. That's great, but you still were hurt at some point, and we could try to prevent that. Another lady in Montana, she has, her broker bought everyone a camera with a little tripod that just sits on the counter. This thing right here. I love this.
Thank you, Steve.
This, something like this right here. You know, if you even put your phone there and set it like it's recording, it doesn't have to be recording, they don't know. But a camera, some of these cameras record off-site, just in case you do get hurt. Now the cops have some leads. But when they first come in, she doesn't even have to say anything, because they see that camera on the counter. And it's all by itself. So now they're on camera. Oh, you got a camera? Oh yeah, the whole place is wired. Okay? Who cares if it is or isn't? With technology being what it is, all you have to do is to get these people believe that it is. I lived up in Northwest, Jones and Elkhorn, and I lived in a little tiny cul-de-sac. And when I was looking for dogs, I wanted some dogs that would keep people out of my property. I picked bull mastiffs, big dogs, beautiful dogs. The biggest pussycats on the planet.
They're sweethearts.
If I would let my dog, I don't want my dogs on the couches or bed. Plus they're too damn big. If I would let them, they'd sit up on the couch and lay on your lap all day. But I'll tell you what, the burglar that's coming to my neighborhood don't know that. He sees a dog that weighs more than he does, and these bad guys are all afraid of dogs. You know, and I've been bit several times by a dog. It sucks every time. So guess what they're going to do? This sounds bad, but they're going to go somewhere else. They're going to go to the neighbor's house. And I don't want my neighbors to get burglarized, but I sure as hell don't want my house to get burglarized. So by doing stuff like this, they're going to see, if they had a plan to hurt you or to rob you or to anything, they're going to see once they walk in that, oh, this ain't going to work. I got to go somewhere else. Now, is it your fault if you have this set up and you find out another agent a few miles down the road got hurt because you protected yourself?
No.
It's not. And it sucks because you're going to feel bad. You're going to, because this is another thing I learned about people. Because cops deal with suspects, victims, and witnesses sometimes. We don't deal with people in everyday scenarios. I didn't know that. Sounds stupid for 30 years almost. I didn't really realize that until I started doing this. The reason people don't do this or don't think like this is because you're good in your hearts. Have you ever thought about ripping someone's eyeballs out? Not poking them in you, I mean just ripping it out. To defend yourself. Yeah. So you may want to scoot over a little bit, just in case. So, I mean, have you thought about doing extreme violence to another human being?
Never.
I mean, thoroughly thought it out. No, why? Because you're good in your hearts. You may have a bad day, you may be a little crazy one day for a week or two, but, you know, you're good people in your heart, so we don't think of these things. We have got to think of these things. We have to. You know, you've got to think of, if somebody does something to me, what am I going to do? What are my options? What am I willing to do? I had one negative critique in my class one time, and the critique was, I didn't discuss how a smaller woman could defend a bigger guy. It's not about that. It's about here. It's all in your head, every bit of it. It's about you being more savage than the savage that is attacking you. And if you don't think about it, you don't prepare yourself in your head, it's going to be really hard to do. It's going to be. Because if you're attacked, we don't have time for the, You don't. You have to immediately realize what's going on, and you have to become savage if necessary. And by savage, I mean Mike Tyson, that dude. Not the airplane thing, but the right?
Bite his nose off.
Bite his face off. You know, you can cover up a missing ear, but a big old chunk out of your cheek, you can't cover that up. What happened, dog? Oh, you don't want to know, man. You know, she will learn this, you know? I mean, you can't hide those things. Missing eyeballs. They can't put them back. Especially if you step on them. Have you ever seen an eyeball pop? You guys hunt? It's pretty cool, my son and I did it. But no, don't step on the eyeballs. Okay? Don't step on them because, okay, you pull one out, right? dude's gonna be walking in circles the rest of his life, because he can only see one way, right? So, that's a beautiful thing. How many of you have been to a bar or a restaurant or in your homes have animal mounts on the wall, or seen animal mounts on the wall? Right? There's always two horns, right? Have you ever seen just one?
No.
Because nobody goes after just one. Take both eyes. Take them both, if you can. Here's the beauty. Could you imagine if someone's trying to hurt you violently, so bad you think you got to defend your life or defend yourself from going to the hospital from being beaten badly, and you pull dude's eyeballs out, boom, boom, and he goes to prison and keeps bumping into walls, right? Every time he bumps into a wall, he's going to see your face, because the last thing he saw was you. Put the eyeballs in your pocket, okay? Because we're going to do what they do, and we're going to do exactly what they do in the bar. We're going to put them up on the wall. Put them on. You make a little nice plaque for them, you know. Put dude's name on it. Date. I mean, why not, right? She's like, what the hell's wrong with you, dude? She's the only one really sitting really close to the front row, so she's like, she's getting ready to puke. I'll stand over here just in case.
Pull them out, but I'm not putting them on the wall.
But so you have to think differently in your everyday life, and when you're out showing homes, meeting new clients, even existing clients that are creeps. Because how many of you have, I already know the answer, have clients you never really ever want to deal with again, but then they call. You're like, oh, no. Okay, we'll meet you there. Right? That's what we do. Especially you guys, your job is to make money, to sell houses. And you're going to deal with this guy that's a pain in the butt one more time. Right? Now, if he's really rude and mean and disrespectful, are you going to? Good. Send him to someone else, because it ain't worth it.
Refer it out.
Nobody in here deserves to be disrespected. Get a hold of one of your guy agents. Say, you know what? Steve will take care of you. Right? If he wants to buy a house, he'll talk to Steve. You know? There's all kinds of stuff that is happening in this country, and I'm not trying to get you to be weird, scared, paranoid. I just want you to think a little bit differently about your own safety. Because
People are crazier these days.
well, this is what I think, and it's nothing scientific about it, it's just what's going on. You have this younger generation that is entitled to everything. They're entitled to this, they're entitled to that. I mean, now we're doing the free college thing. Oh, I deserve free college, you know. But you also have, in that same generation, you have violent criminals. So my personal feeling is that with this entitlement attitude and their violence that they exude, makes it worse. Makes them think they can go up and just hurt anybody. And you see it all the time. I can't even keep up with the videos to show all the violence going on in this country, to people walking down the stairs in the subway.
Getting punched in the back of the head or...
Yeah, did you guys see that video? I showed it in the seminar. Did you see the video of the lady in Seattle? Little Asian lady, minding her own damn business?
Yes.
What happened?
Gonna beat her up.
He hit her in the back of the head with a pipe or a baseball bat. She hits the ground,
Smack.
and she goes into a seizure. So, I feel so bad for this woman. I did a quick video about how we cannot be in this position. How can we not find ourselves in that position?
Stay on your phone.
Yes.
Okay?
Situational awareness is huge.
Eyes down, or eyes up, phones down.
Mhm.
Okay? Especially for your kids, the girls, get them off those damn phones when they're walking down the street. Okay? How about make sure you're just looking around? Situational awareness. Make sure you're looking around. This lady was walking, she had her headphones on, and it's cultural for her. You know, the Asian folks keep to themselves. So she's got her head down, she's got her hoodie on, and she's walking, this dude comes up, wham, hits her in the back of the head. All for no reason. I understand she's recovering, and he's been arrested, but what if she would have had her hoodie off, just been looking around, listening, and just walked around this, because there's a big van right there. She could have avoided this whole thing. And I'm not second guessing her, I'm just trying to figure out how we could prevent this. You know, if we'll do it, how much time do we have? I know we only have so much.
10 or so.
Okay, so we'll do a scenario that I kind of created in Billings, Montana. It was a really big learning experience for me because I really figured out people differently. You know, like I said, suspects and victims, you know? And I learned that day that even your crazy ex, who's is not a bad person inside, because they're not willing to go out there and commit violence on another person. And they've never even thought about it, really, other than, dudes always think, oh, I'll get a fight, I'll kick his ass. That's all they've done. Nobody's ever thought past that. They've never thought, if I'm gonna punch you in the face, I'm gonna envision brain matter coming off the back of my hand. I'm gonna hit you so hard. They just want to punch him in the face. You know, it's just, dudes are stupid. So, somewhere here in Las Vegas, I don't care where it is, let's go to Casino Center, right? Going down to Casino Center, you get a phone call that a significant other, grandkids, daughter, son, husband, I don't care what it is, you can't change the scenario, it's my scenario, so you gotta go with it. You gotta go pick up kids or grandkids or nieces or nephews at a store downtown on Casino Center where they're trying to revive everything. But what's down there still? Lots of scary people.
Scary people.
Okay? And I'm not picking on homeless people, but every single one of them are crazy, and every single one of them have an addiction. And I'm not making that up, that's the truth. Okay? So, having that said, you should stay away from that. Okay? So you've got to go to this store or restaurant or whatever it is and pick up these kids. They're kids that you care about, so you have to do it. You can't leave them there. Oh, wait till he gets out of the hospital or whatever. You go down there, you park your car, you start walking towards the store. 20 feet before this store, the scariest human being you've ever seen is standing there or sitting on the sidewalk, and everything about you is going, oh my God, I'm scared. Right? Is that possible? Mm-hmm. Sure it is. Okay, how do you get to those kids? What is the smartest way, the safest way to go get those kids?
Different path.
High speed.
Different
High speed? You're just gonna like a mall
Just
walk?
floor it.
You cross the street, you get on the other side, you go.
She's the first person to ever say that this quick in the conversation.
You change your path.
The first out of probably 500 agents I've talked to. Cross the street. It's that simple. I always have agents say, well, I'm gonna look him in the eye, let him know, I know, he knows, we know, and then I'm just gonna walk past him, I'm just going a little wider. I go, but why? Why would you do that? You're scared. So this is what I realized at this point with this lady, because I go, you know, I think you're wrong. I think you're gonna walk right past that guy because you don't want to become across as rude or judgmental. How often do we do that? All the time. All the time. So this lady was willing to put herself in harm's way because she didn't want a stranger who she doesn't know, doesn't care about, to judge her. She's rude. She's judgmental. Who does she think I am? Who cares? Who cares? Now she crosses the street, walks down, and comes back and gets the kids. I had a lady one day. She goes, but if you cross the street, how do you get the kids? Let me get a crayon. And we'll figure this out. I didn't say that, you know. So cross the street. Make those decisions to be just a hair safer.
You want that person in your side. If you take the alternate path and just pass them, then they're behind you. You don't know what the heck they're going to do.
Well, also, what does distance create? The further you're away from this person, this situation, what does that create for you?
Space.
Time and space. Time and space can save your life. Because it's going to take that person, if they were ill-intended, it's going to take them that much longer to get to you, which gives you more time to get away from them, get back to your guard, get into another business that's secure, run and call the cops. But you have more time. If you close that distance, you're putting yourself in harm's way for no reason. You know, if your sixth sense is telling you something is wrong, it's wrong. We don't always find out. We don't always know whether it was true or not. But something in the back of your head is telling you, man, this ain't right. It's not right. I promise you it's not right. What is your body and your brain's number one function? What's that? What is, well, to make your guts work, right?
Maybe, I mean, make you aware of.
Okay, to make you aware. What is, if,
Survive.
who said it? Yes. Your brain and your body's number one function is to keep this healthy and surviving. So if your brain is telling you, hey dude, something's not right here, listen to it. You may never find out whether you were right or not. Who cares? Because when you went home, safe, with those babies, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to offend anyone. But if someone gets offended because I'm being safe, I don't care. It's not my problem. You know, it's better that you are safer than someone maybe get a little butt hurt than you put yourself in a situation. Because that's what's going to happen. And if he flinches, you're gonna flinch, right? And you know, and then he knows you're scared. And if he knows you're scared, he has the advantage over you. Quickly, how you carry yourself matters. Put your phones away, stick your chest up, and walk with some confidence. Okay? Not like the girl showing asses, not her boobs. Just walk with some confidence. Roll your shoulders back a little bit and walk with some confidence. People that are attacking people out on the street, whether it be realtors or everyday citizens, what do they look for?
Someone that's unaware or.
Unaware and perceived as weak. Okay? It's no different than in the wild. Where I live, the wolves are wreaking havoc on the wildlife. They don't pick the big bull. They don't pick the big buck. They pick the sick or the small and the slow, or what they perceive to be the sick, small, and slow. Human beings that are predators do the same thing. I will be back in Vegas. I don't know exactly when. I will be doing a full 4-hour CE class. And we talk about all this stuff, and then 3 hours and 15 minutes more. It's a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie to you. I just don't think it helps people understand what they can and can't do and need to do to protect themselves. We have a portion in this. This is mostly about just your every day-to-day survival. But the thing about realtors is everything you do is involved around your job, basically. You know, even if you're just driving by a house. I like what you guys are doing. Please, please, whether I ever see you again, do a better job of taking care of each other. Realtors are terrible at this. If you know a realtor is showing a house, just stop and check on them. I know it seems like this group does, and I like that. Stop and check on them. What I find in different regions is somebody's like, why is she here? She trying to take my client? No, let's be decent about this. When you see cops stop, there's almost always another cop that stops. Why? For safety.
Just to check.
Just to make sure they're okay. Why can't we do that if we're free? We have time. It'll take 5 minutes for me to walk in. Hey, how you doing today? We need to have coffee. I didn't have coffee for you all. Is everything okay? Stay. All right, I'm good. I'll cancel my next appointment. What if you do that one time? You don't know. Little tiny town I live in, there's 2,200 people in the town and 14,000 in the county. We had 5 1 in a million type events in that little tiny community in the 10 months I worked for the PD. 5. If we have 5 in a community of less than 17,000, what do you think's happening here? You just don't know about it. So I have business cards if you want one.
How will we know when you're gonna do your CDs?
He's gonna get the information to myself and Nicole, and we will blast it out to all of you.
The association's on board, but not until next year. You know, on the back of these cards, you don't have to have my card. It doesn't have my face on it, thank God. But on the back of these cards are kind of bullet points about what we talk about in class. And I'm not smart enough to create this card. I had someone I spoke to give me this idea, and I think it's amazing. It's probably one of the best ideas that I've done, or that I've been given. It's just bullet points of stuff we talked about and what we talked about in class. Take this card and set it by your damn speedometer. Just set it there. Ooh, I set that bump down. Across the street. No, it's just simple little reminders that just might make you think again about doing something unsafe. So I have plenty. If you want one, come get them. If you need anything, you can always email me. My email is on there. My phone's on there. My company is Frontline Training. The reason it's on the front line is because when you're attacked or you're fighting for yourself, there's no one on the front line for you but you. And that's important. So it's frontlinetrainingconsulting.com or Frontline Training on Facebook. I have all the other stuff too, but I don't even know how the hell to use them. So, anything? Any questions?
No.
If you guys need anything, let me know.
That was awesome, and I just hope you all just take it all to heart, because I don't know, John and I, you guys' safety is always on our minds. So remember, no matter how you slice it, greatness is a choice. Let's be great at personal safety. Thank you all.
Yeah.